Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. And happy NVIDIA Day. That's right, NVIDIA's earnings after the bell. Now, I'm recording this pre-market, so I don't know the results, unfortunately, but I'm sure it's going to make the market move no matter what. Now, that being said, in tonight's presentation, I found a great article showing just how the election is going to choose both winners and losers. So in tonight's presentation, I do want to share this article with you, share some stocks that are actually dropping quite a bit. I put them in the VectorVest 7 system, not doing well at all. And some of these stocks are quite a surprise to me. But let's be honest, as you know, Donald Trump announces new cabinet members, new administration members, this is going to affect certain industries. It's going to create winners and losers. So I do want to share some of these losers with you, just in case you're holding them in your portfolio. So that way you can protect your profits or mitigate any losses you may already have. Now, that being said, now just as there will be losers, there'll also be winners. And I see a couple industries in particular that are going to be on my radar. The reason why? Tariffs and Donald Trump's agenda to protect U.S. industries. Now, I don't mean to get political, but let's be honest. With this new administration coming into office 2025, it's going to move the markets. So it is what it is. So I just want to put you on the right side of the market. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's make some money. Now, again, I don't like to talk politics, but you have to have your portfolio ready for 2025. A lot's going to change with the administration. You can see the article right here. The attention, the news, it's all been about DOGE. What is that? If you don't already know, Elon Musk and the former Republican nominee for president, Vivek, was appointed. This is going to be a non-governmental agency to really just go over government efficiency. Now, the details of this, pretty lackluster at this moment. As I scroll down, a couple things I do want to note here. Tesla, I mean, clearly that's going to be a winner, and we're seeing that with the price momentum and the action of the stock already. So that's not even going to be on the list. That should already be known that Tesla probably going to benefit from this administration. But look at this. This is what I thought was very interesting, and some stocks on here. Intuit and H&R Block. The reason why, the leaders of this group have discussed creating a mobile app of free tax filing for the IRS. I put them in the VectorVest 7 system. These stocks not looking good. And as I continue to scroll down here, another nominee that came out was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the Health and Human Sciences Secretary, raising concern because of his skepticism towards vaccines. If you've ever watched the guy's video, he does not like vaccines, and he's very pro healthy food. He does not like GMOs. He does not like the red dyes. So I also put McDonald's in the list just to represent, fast food or unhealthy food in general. That stock also not looking very good. Now, this is the only article here. There's plenty of stocks, plenty of industries out there that are going to be affected. But I really just, want to put on your radar that you've got to keep your ears out there to see who exactly Donald Trump's putting in these cabinet positions, to get a sense of how these industries and stocks in your portfolio, this is your money, will be affected. So the whole point of tonight's video is really just to put you on the right side of the market, protect your portfolio, and keep you making money. All right, now we're in the VectorVest 7 system. You can see the stocks I've got listed here, the tax stocks from that story, along with the drug companies, with Robert F. Kennedy, being very anti-vaccine, McDonald's representing unhealthy food, in general. There's a lot of companies out there besides these stocks, but this is just a general list. Look at the numbers here. RT, relative timing, this gives us a sense of the short-term price trend. Now, these indicators on a scale 0 to 2, above 1 is favorable, below 1 is unfavorable. For the most part, you see these stocks, unfavorable ratings, right? Other than Intuit, the rest of these, the RT relative timing below 1, showing us that the stock is in a downtrend. Along with that, look at the recommendations. Mostly sells along with 2 holds here. So these stocks, not the type of stocks you want to have in your portfolio with the arrival of this new administration. That's right, we're talking steel stocks. Now, let's think about it. Besides the auto industry and computer chips, what other industry does Donald Trump talk about quite a bit? Steel, right? And he's always talking about Chinese cheap steel and how we need to put tariffs on them. So I only think logically that's going to benefit this space. Now let's go ahead and jump in the VectorVest 7 system to take a look at some steel stocks along with some others that I have for you to make some money. All right, VV Nation, these are the 7 stocks I've got for you this evening. So clearly we've got some steel stocks here, but if I scroll over to the right, you can see the industries. We've got steel, computer, and banking stocks. For banking, I've got Wells Fargo. That's going to be the big bank here. Bank of the Ozarks. That's going to be the regional Southeast. For the computer companies, I've got Box, a little unknown company, but I was looking at this chart. Great chart pattern, a lot of momentum to the upside. So if I scroll back over to the left here, for the valuation, for the most part, aimed for undervalued companies. Taking a look at price action, CRS overvalued, USAP undervalued right now to the VectorVest metrics. Dell also undervalued, Wells Fargo undervalued, Box, Ozark undervalued, and US Steel right on par with its valuation. Now these stocks for the most part do have buy recommendations. The RV and relative safety try to get above 1, but you can see some of these stocks here mix on the fundamentals, RT relative timing. All of these stocks are showing momentum to the upside. For the forecasted data, sales growth rate, and the growth rate in earnings, double digits for the most part. US Steel does have negative forecasted data. All right, let's break these down. We've got a 3, 8, and 20-day EMA price action. Down below I have our forecasted data, earnings per share, 12-month leading forecast, growth rate earnings forecasted data, and the sales growth rate. That being said, I mean, the stock here, the technicals all in our favor, the relative timing in our favor over the last 6 months here. The only thing on the decline is the growth rate and earnings, but still coming in at 33%. Definitely would have CRS on your radar. Now here's USAP. I love this setup. Look, clear channel. It's been in a channel now for about 3 weeks. All of the moving averages converging together. If you take a look at the forecasted data, all 3 of these on the rise over the last 6 months. RT relative timing, short-term price trend still in our favor. So even though we're in our channel, the price trend stays in our favor, currently hovering right now at 1.42. So showing momentum to the upside. If you're not in it, hey, wait for a breakout, right? If you're going to buy before the breakout, just know that's going to be aggressive in nature. If you're in it, no rush to sell. But again, you can see the channel here, a lot of consolidation, pretty tight trading range over the last several weeks here. Just draw some lines on there, draw your channel, look for the breakout, see what happens. Now, I've been talking about Dell on the channel for the last several weeks as a bottom fishing opportunity. I mean, look, don't overthink it, right? As long as price action stays above this trend line, it's working. All the moving averages in our favor, and actually the 3 is diverging away from the 8. Looks like price action picking up a little momentum this morning here in pre-market. We're getting a gap up, but all the forecasted data, hey, it's on the rise. And look at the growth rate and earnings, 19%, sales growth rate sitting at 9%. We value the company at $169, so the company is undervalued on top of that. Wells Fargo I see as just a safe stock to have in your portfolio. You can see right now the stock showing a lot of momentum to the upside. I mean, it was in the 50s just a few months ago. Now it's trading at $73. We value the stock, let's see here, 76 right now. The growth rate and earnings at 10%, sales growth rate 23%. I like this stock, and it's having a little bit of a pullback from the high as of yesterday. So if you're comfortable with buying the dip, I'm not against it. Just have a plan in place in case it goes against you. But, you know, buying on an update, that would be preferred. You know, today's is NVIDIA's earnings, right? So we're going to see how the market responds, see what the market does tomorrow. But I like Wells Fargo. Have it on your list. It's been a buy recommendation now. If we take a look here, the buy recommendation came in back in October. The close that day was $60. So it's up 13.59 cents since the buy recommendation. Now, this is a little unknown company, Box, I came across this morning, actually. Last 6 months, we see the price action, momentum to the upside. This stock was in the low 20s. Now it's in the low 30s. Earnings per share, growth rate, earnings, sales growth rate. It's pretty mixed here. I mean, the forecasted earnings per share is on the rise. If we take a look here, the growth rate and earnings currently sits at 24%, sales growth rate 3%, right? But this is what caught my attention. The valuation, $51 we're valuing this company at. If I check it off here, you can see greatly undervalued. Price action on the rise, valuation on the rise. This is exactly what I like to see. But we do notice the buy recommendation has faded away. We're currently at a hold recommendation right now. So just be careful if you're getting into this position, but just wanted to put it on your radar. The computer space right now, one of the top RT sectors in the database. This is sitting right in that hot space. Momentum to the upside. A little bit of a pullback right now, but if the 3 can get back above the 8 and price action can stay above that 20-day EMA, use it as a level of support. Hey, I like this trade. Here we have Bank of Ozark. You see the gap down at the beginning of the 6 month. Filled the gap, just filled the gap, hit a brand new 6-month high recently on November 6th, 49.46. Right now it's currently trading up 47.80. You can either buy on the dip, right? The 3 is still above the 8-day, or if you want confirmation, take out the prior high. Look at this, RT above 1. It's been struggling to stay above 1 for quite some time, but since, let's see here, October 10th, so for over a month now, RT is in our favor. We can see that momentum clearly in price action to the upside. All right, last stock on the list, U.S. Steel. Favorite company, has been mentioned by Donald Trump quite a few times here. This stock's been struggling. We can see the earnings per share rolling over, growth rate in earnings sitting negative 5%, sales growth rate negative 13%. I know this is a very popular company, U.S. Steel, but I just can't get behind it. I just believe there's a lot of other, steel companies out there. So that's the reason why I put this in the list here. I know a lot of people are going to think, oh, steel's going to be hot right now, especially with Donald Trump, coming back into office. It might do well as a company, but I just think that there's better stocks in this space. And you can utilize the VectorVest 7 system and see those stocks. Tonight I gave you a few, but really, take a look at some of the other stocks in this industry and in this sector as a whole. All right, VV Nation, I showed you some great stocks. We went through the charts, a lot of these positions showing momentum to the upside. Now, you know me, I don't like to get political, but I always just want to put you on the right side of the market. And as more cabinet choices, more selections and different positions with the new administration coming out, it's going to affect stocks differently. I just want to put this on your radar, put you on the right side of the market, protect your money, protect your portfolio. Everybody have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, VV Nation, go ahead and get your casseroles and your deviled eggs ready. Thanksgiving is fastly approaching. Hard to believe, I know. Black Friday also approaching, as we all know. Now, that's right, VectorVest, we got a special offer for you. So if you want world-class analysis at an affordable price for the holidays, 30-day trial, only 99 cents. To take advantage of this offer, just go to VectorVest.com/YT.